Afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on ICRADIO. We're in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. Thank you so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's so much fun to be with you, and I have a fun guest. He's one of my best friends. We like the same stuff, don't we, Loretta?
We do.
And she is an instructor. She's a crafter. She's a gardener. She does all kinds. She just likes working with her hands, just like I do. So that makes us really good friends.
It does. But my husband's a gardener. He can keep that job to himself. I just enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Oh, yeah, that's what Phil says. He goes, "Well, I like eating it." So that's pretty cool. But anyway, you are a crafter. Now you also teach classes.
I do. And your ears must have been burning yesterday because I was talking about you.
They were a little lopsided.
Yeah. Went to a homemaker's meeting and is it Aniana cutoff? I can't remember. Anyway, it's like towards Huntsville, and a bunch of ladies, about 150, get together about once a quarter to once a year and just exchange ideas and that kind of things. And I was sharing with them the ICRADIO program, as well as Shepherd's Cup Hospice, and of course Craft Club.
Thank you so much. So what's coming up next week?
We have Cup Crafters. It is going to be the 14th, which is April 14th. We eat at 5:30. We are fed by Santa Fe Cattle Company. That is part of their giving for Shepherd's Cup Hospice. And then we generally start around 6 for the crafts. I usually take 5 to 10 minutes to take any prayer requests if we have any, do any business for the actual group itself that needs to be taken care of, and then we get started. This month's project is a great beginner's project. We should be said and done within an hour. It may actually be less than that. Most of this stuff is going to be prepped ahead of time, just because I don't want people to get frustrated making the little paper rosettes. And it's just, we're going to color some images, and we're going to make some buttons, and then we're going to put everything together. And it's just going to be a wonderful time. This is kind of a gift for both patient and caregiver. It's going to have a word search puzzle book in it in large print. And it'll have, of course, a pen, a handmade paper clip. This acts as a bookmark. And then we're going to make some little keychains. And of course, in my usual style, it will be packaged in just an adorable way. But it's just, when you're sitting with a patient, or you're a patient yourself, and you just need something to just kind of help you take your mind off of what's going on. It's a great gift for that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing everyone and having them be part of us, or of our group, I should say.
I can't wait to go. And ladies, you need to invite your husbands to come and help.
Yes.
Yes.
He did. He had a great time. So he didn't burn himself, so that was good. We did have a lot of hot glue last time. So
well, yeah, this is something Loretta always looks out after us. So she had these little things that you put, little rubber things that you put on your fingertips. Those were nice, because I'm always going to burn myself. I've always got to touch it knowing I shouldn't. There you go. Those were nice.
Yes. Yeah, after nearly 4 years of doing this, I finally broke down and bought a few boxes of these. They come in different sizes and different colors. I could care less what color they are, as long as they work. And they do, they work really well. So, yeah, and you can use 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, just to put that hot glue in place and hold it down. You're not going to burn yourself. So
you knocked it out right there. And I met all kinds of new people that were there as well. So this is a good, if you're new to the area, or maybe your spouse passed or something, kids moved out, you're looking for something to do, they're all in college or they all got married off. This is something you can do and just meet with a whole bunch of folks and have some fun, some good, clean fun.
Yes, absolutely. And the other thing is, let's just say, because you're not able to drive at night, and we do sometimes get out, a little bit after dark, if you want to still help, you can just get in touch with me and I can give you something to do. I promise. You can help with some prep work or some die cutting, or button making or whatever. So there's always something that needs to be finished, and I welcome anybody who'd like to help.
Now let's talk about Cove Crafters, and you've been doing this for quite a while. We've been talking about that just for the past few minutes, but I want to talk about your background and what got you started, because you're a Martha Stewart.
Oh, well, thank you. I have actually been crafting since I was very little. I love to make things with my hands, and I don't like to spend a lot of money. And of course, in the economy we're in today, you certainly don't want to be frivolous. You want to be a saver. And so, my experience as a child has paid off. I learned from a bunch of different people, everybody from like a Stampin' Up person who, sells that product, to just friends who scrapbook. And I used to be a really avid scrapbooker. I'm not as much anymore because I'm too busy with Cove Crafters. But it is my honor and my joy to serve the community and serve the Lord in this capacity.
Absolutely. I've been to almost all of your classes in the past year or so, and
Yes.
I've learned a lot, a lot of shortcuts too, and doing it the right way when you are making crafts. So now you also have some videos out there. You own your own business, and
I do.
you also teach classes.
I do. Right now, all of that's kind of been put on the side as far as teaching publicly. There's some things going on in my personal life I need to attend to first, but I am hoping that that's going to happen soon. If you are interested, though, you can go to my website, Loretta, Rodger, RODGER.com. You can look above the header of my blog where it says Designs by Loretta, and up there on the upper left hand side you're going to see all the links for my social media accounts, including YouTube and Instagram and all those. So if you want to watch any of my videos, you are welcome to do so.
Absolutely. There's something about crafting. I love to craft, and you and I just hit it off. Remember the very first time we met? I mean, it's just like I'd known you forever.
I chased you down, let's face it, we know of.
Yeah, but we were
Donna, that's Donna.
But we were instant friends,
Absolutely, yes.
I'm so glad to meet you that day. But we were at Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop, and I go there and get a lot of my stuff, for crafting. And I mean, that's the place to go.
It is. It is, and they're always putting out new stuff, and just the mission to the community for those of your listeners and viewers who do not know that the thrift shop does in fact help fund our foundation, which is Shepherd's Cove Foundation, and that takes care of those patients who are unable to pay, or they don't have insurance to pay for their care. Because at Shepherd's Cove, our heart really does set us apart, because we don't care if you have a penny to your name or $1 million to your name. We're going to treat you and love you the same through that process.
And you are definitely a human being. Definitely.
It is just, to me, it's such a joy. And as a volunteer, and I get to sit with patients and drive them, somewhere, or get groceries for them, whatever they need. And I get to see not only the crafts from the standpoint of our folks making them, but the folks who are receiving them. And it's just, like I've told you in the past, there are a couple of folks that I visit and they have a little shelf and all of them are just lined up. And especially if it's right after craft club, they're like, "What did you bring me this one? I can't wait to see what you guys made." It's just so much fun.
I thought of you the other day. I don't think I've mentioned this to you or not, but you and I were crafters even as little girls.
Oh, yes.
So I used to have this loom that you would make pot holders and stuff out of, and it would have these little loops, not rubber bands, but it's kind of like a rubber band. And so it was a metal loom, and I found one at Shepherd's Cove. It was like $1, and I grabbed it. And I just wanted it because I had one. I don't know what happened to it. There's no telling. But it's exactly like the one I had when I was a little girl. And I used to make pot holders and sell them.
My granddaughter for Christmas made me a few loomed pot holders and sent them to us for Christmas. Like I said, they're just adorable. Now, I have to admit that I'm also a gadget girl. And recently, when I was at Ollie's, they had this little child's toy for making paper, $9.99. I thought, this is not going to work. it'll just be $10 I throw away. No, ma'am. It works like a charm. I made 10 sheets of, I think they're 4x6 sheets of paper, and it just,
How do you make
it
paper?
worked. It really worked. Now I do make my own paper by taking and recycling the shred in our shredder bin, and then you can color it if you want. You can put flowers in it if you want, whatever. And it's just a really easy process to make your own paper for journals or whatever you want.
That would be a class that you need.
It is. It needs to be a class. So that one will have to be one of the first ones because it's really easy to do.
I've heard of people doing that with like old newspapers and stuff. You know.
Newspaper isn't really a great source just because of the ink. It would turn the paper kind of gray or black, but the stuff in your shredder bin is usually okay because it's the ink concentration on the paper isn't as great. So if you have an old book, you know, or something like that that's just worn out, you can just shred it, save the book to make your journal, and then make the paper for the journal.
Now that journal you made for me, is that some paper that you made?
Some of it is, some of it was actually reclaimed from old magazines. I think that there was a 1785 McCall's magazine paper in there, and then there was, what else was in there? Some music paper and things of that. And I do think that there were a couple of pages of handmade paper as well. So yeah, actually I just gave away another one of the journals like I made for you.
Oh, I love that journal, and I've got it setting up on my piano. When you walk, you guys have to come by. We've got to do a cookout or something soon.
Yes.
Walk through the den, and then my piano room, music room, Phil's got his stuff in there too, and so I've got a baby grand piano. It's an antique baby grand.
Oh, wow.
If it were to fall on me, I'd be in trouble. But I've got it sitting right up there on that piano.
Well, I hope you're using it. That's what they're designed for. Is actually, I kept a journal. I handmade a journal for every month of the year last year, and I actually kept it. There was maybe 10 days out of the entire year I did not journal. And I loved it. I did take a little bit of a break, and this year it's starting out to where I need to keep a journal for not just, you know, personal stuff, but to keep up with all the other, you know, things that go on in your life. But I love I love keeping journals, and it's something, if you really think about it, that you can have, that's a tangible thing that you can give to your children and grandchildren and generations to come. And I'm just hoping the Lord will come before them, but if he doesn't, then they'll have the journals.
Well, and it's a good idea. Like my grandmother had recipes, they were in her head, you know, and so if you've got something that you do, maybe you know how to can, maybe you know how to do different things. Keep a journal so that, you know, again, if you know, there is an earth where there's next generation, they'll be able to pick up that journal and they'll be able to do things too, because, you know, like our grandparents, they were very smart. They knew how to survive.
They did. And like, I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully you guys can see it. This is a journal I'm working in right now.
Oh, awesome.
And it is acting as a scrapbook as well. So there are plenty of different things on the market right now. These are called pocket printers, and they print out photos that are, in this case, 2 by 3 inches. And so as you go along, you can take a photo or 10 of your day, and then you have a picture journal as well as just your thoughts on the activities that you want to share. And even if you're sharing them with yourself, you're going to look back a year from now and go, wow, my art has gotten better. I've learned so much since April last year. And I think that that's important, because we as people need to grow and develop, and your skills only going to get better if you practice.
I have an aunt. Her name is Elizabeth Burgess, and she turned 100 years old last year. She's got another birthday coming up.
That's right, I remember.
She was on the show, and so I asked her, I said, because her mind is crisp. And so I said,
Awesome.
well, like a lot of, you know, more, and you can remember more than a lot of 20-year-olds can. And so I said, what's your secret? And she said, well, I don't think you're too old to learn. And so she likes to read books, and she just likes to keep her mind busy doing puzzles like we were talking about earlier. She has books of puzzles that she does, crossword puzzles and that kind of thing. And so that's her secret. She said, no, I just stay busy. She said, I don't think I know it all. I'm never too old to know everything.
To learn. You're never too old to learn. I agree. And, you know, there have been some studies, and unfortunately I don't have a reference in front of me, but there have been plenty of studies done that people who have active minds or who are creative spirits simply don't have the problems. Some do, of course, but, you know, there's not as much of an occurrence of dementia and, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that my creativity will keep my mind strong and straight too.
She was the grand marshal at the Christmas parade.
Oh, so cute. And she's going to be 101 now then.
101. And this is so cool because somebody let her ride in their black BMW convertible.
Oh, wow.
She was all kinds of cool riding in the back seat.
I'm surprised she didn't throw Mardi Gras beads.
Oh, she was throwing candy and stuff out.
She
had oh yeah, she had a really, really good time.
That's so awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll get to meet her.
We have about 2 minutes left in this segment. What would you like to tell the folks before you go?
Please join us for Cove Crafters and continue your support of Shepherd's Cove Hospice and its mission. You know, the journey through life and through to the end of life is a very precious one to share with someone. Just pray that the Lord will continue to bless this country and to bless our mission. And if you're going to come, you need to PM me or send me a text or send one to Donna, and she will get you my information, because we're fed by Santa Fe Cattle Company, and I need to count for the food by next Tuesday. Yeah, by next Tuesday, which would be the 12th.
Well, we'll be there, and I'm
good.
Oh, and I got to tell you one more thing before we go.
Yes,
I'm going to be a beekeeper now.
Are you good? You'll love it. My dad was a beekeeper.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to a beekeeping class tomorrow night, so we're all excited about that too. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
It's just another thing my grandmother used to do. She used to be a beekeeper right here on this farm.
That's awesome. So you already have some supers and all that, or you got to start from scratch?
No, we're going to start from scratch.
Good for you. All right.
Absolutely. Well, girl, so good to be with you today. Love you bunches. And I can't
love you too.
Can't wait for Thursday.
All right. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, so much for watching this segment of Afternoon Drive Home on ICRADIO in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. So good to have Loretta with us again. And don't forget, Cove Crafters class will be next Thursday, okay? And make sure you let one of us know if you're going to be there. It's got to have a head count. Make sure we got enough food out there for everybody by the Santa Fe Cattle Company. So we'll be talking to you later. Bye-bye.